There's idiots, and then there's me. Next level idiot. That was ridiculous. Alright, we're actually at the top now because I've walked around on the main roads right there. Perfect. That's what I wanted to happen. I'm gonna get out the bloody window. Ugh. It's a June long weekend and Kai and I are going on a couple of night camping trip. It's very wet today.
It's not that wet.
Yeah, it's pretty wet. We've just hit the New England National Park out the back of Kempsey. We came through Kempsey, maybe about 30-40 k's on the Kempsey to Armidale Road. We turned right onto Hickeys Creek Road, and then we followed Hickeys Creek Road all through farmland quite a while, and then we've just hit the New England National Park right at the end of Hickeys Creek Road as you enter the National Park and Forest. So just pulled up here, had a bit of lunch under the awning. Then we're going to start heading out into the National Park. Now the plan is to head all the way through to Mount Killiecrankie via Protei Trail, I'm pretty sure it's called. Now we last tried this trail about 2.5-3 years ago, and we were coming the other way. We got right up to near this end and there was a massive log across the road, you know, like bigger than my car, about nearly 3 meters through. And it's on the edge, right on like a ridge line on the edge, you know, there's no way around it. So couldn't help myself, but always wanted to come back and have another go at trying to get all the way through. I did make it all the way through prior to that, about a year before that, and then we tried that time, couldn't get through. So I'm going to hope that someone has cleared that log, but that's going to be a wait and see. It was a big log. But it's a pretty fun track, you know, it goes for a fair way. It kind of goes right, it climbs right up into the mountain range. You got some awesome views. I don't know how we'll go today with this rain and clouds. It's got some good steep sections in it. It doesn't get a heap of use, so it's always good to have a chainsaw. Normally sawing a few logs off and is a bit overgrown. But we're going to start making our way up towards it now and see how we go. The rough plan of this trip at the moment is to follow this Protei Trail all the way through to Mount Killiecrankie. Maybe even climb up Mount Killiecrankie. It's a pretty awesome walk up the top there and look out. And from there we will continue through to Bellingen. We were planning on camping there tonight. May or may not get there. You know, this track could take a couple of hours or it could take 5 or 6 hours depending on how we go and what obstacles we come up against and trees across the road, or we could meet a massive tree up here and be coming back anyway. But we'll follow that through, come out of Bellingen, maybe camp somewhere around there, do a bit of exploring around that Never Never Creek, and then from there we're going to head through to Coffs and do some stuff around Coffs Harbour. All the track clearing I've had to do so far, it's only been 2 or 3 times. This track's definitely been getting used. Everyone's been keeping it clear. By the couple of times I have had to clear it, I haven't worried about the chainsaw, just used a little handsaw. These things work really well, like a little for live branches, you know, really sharp teeth on them, and they clear all that small stuff way easier than worrying about getting the chainsaw off. It's beautiful out here. A little bit of rain, but we're just kind of up in the misty clouds. It's awesome. Alright, we're finally getting into the 4-wheel driving part of the track.
we're kind of way out in the mountains, but it's not actually too hard to get here. You just follow that Hickeys Creek Road all the way through the farmland into the New England National Park. Keep following it all the way through. There's quite a few turn-offs off it, and then you get to a T intersection, you turn right, and that's that Protei trail. And then we've just followed that all the way. I've been on that for maybe 40 minutes now. We're probably halfway through it, and then the second half is the proper four-wheel driving bit, so we're going to take that on now. It says dry weather only. It is obviously a bit wettish today. It's not really raining at the moment, it's just kind of misty, but it's not too bad. It's not one of those tracks that is super like slippery and clayey, and we're not going to really chew it up or anything driving in the rain. It just kind of has a few steep bits in it, but they're not really, I can't really see them being more slippery in the wet. Now unfortunately the rain has picked up since we hit this track. It wasn't too bad when we started, like the ground was still a bit wet because it had been raining, but it hadn't been raining for a while. But now we've had some rain and the ground is starting to get quite wet, and some of these hills are getting a little bit slippery. Like, you know, not that real slippery surface, but definitely a bit slippery. I just had to go at this hill here, couldn't get up. So came back down. What I'm going to do is let some more air out of the tyres. I'm on 18, I'm going to go down to 14 and have another crack at this hill. I went second gear low range, I'm going to go third gear low range. Obviously you don't want to be out here just spinning wheels, chewing up the track, wrecking it for everyone else. You know, just one of those situations, unfortunately. You know, we'll give it another go, and then if you can't get up it, just winch up it before you start destroying the track. Those tyres are actually about 20 there. I'm down to 14 now, should make a big difference. I'll come around this corner here and get into it. It's only a short hill, I should be alright. Also, it doesn't help that my mud tyres are getting very worn out. I need some new ones. Big difference there, lowering those tyre pressures, massive difference, and third gear low range instead of second. Spinning a bit, but not too bad. Most of the track's fine, it's just like those couple of clay bits that catch you out. Keep going. New update, don't come out here when it's raining. You saw the top of that hill then, you saw me start sliding. I kind of gave it a bit of control again, and I dropped down the next bit, which is even steeper, that bit there, and I just slid that whole way down there. That was insane. I kept sliding. You can see my slide marks all the way down, all the way down, 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 down. And that's where I stopped, just before that tree. I didn't have much speed, so if I had to hit that tree, it wouldn't have been a disaster, but stopped right there. I was able to sort of spin back up and keep going. But yeah, not good out here when it's raining. When you're coming down those hills and you start sliding, I was trying to feather the brake a little bit, and then I just let the car go. Because if you hold your foot on the brake, you lose your steering. And the wheels will just lock up and you'll just go faster and faster. So I just try to navigate it down that bit, and then I eventually start to gain traction again down here, down the bottom. I remember that is the steepest hill, thankfully, and thankfully we're not going up that hill because that would not be good. But yeah, that is the steepest hill by far. I remember that hill from last time. But we'll keep going. We've only probably got another couple of Ks on this track now. We're not far from the end now. I'm just kind of holding it. holding the revs and a bit of speed into a third or fourth gear low range. That way, when you get to one of those little slippy bits, you can keep going. You don't come to a spin and stop, and you're not spinning the track up. Made it out of that. So it's Protei Trail. Made it out of there. That ended up being a bit hectic in the wet. Normally in the dry, you'd do it in a stock four-wheel drive without any dramas. You know, with low range, I can't see you having too many issues. But yeah, definitely in the wet, different story. Probably better off avoiding it in the wet. Don't do what we did. I got a big sign here to warn people off it. Protei Trail is a steep four-wheel drive trail that is very difficult to traverse even in good conditions. Fallen trees, steep slippery slopes, overgrown vegetation, deep wheel ruts may be encountered. This is a remote and rugged track that should only be used by experienced and prepared four-wheel drivers. Someone's written there for Hilux drivers only. Interesting. But yeah, that sign's definitely an exaggeration, but it does get steep in parts, as you saw in the wet. It's an awesome track, but well worth doing. Not too hard to find, but way out in the mountains, and much less overgrown than when we've done it last time. It definitely is getting a bit of use these days, but you know, definitely worth coming out here and doing it. Awesome drive all the way up into the mountains. Now Mount Killicranky is only just up here. It's nearly 1100 meters above sea level, and you can climb the top there. Spectacular views, but you're not going to be able to see anything today, unfortunately. But just imagine mountains and views as far as you can see. You can see the way back out to the ocean. We're going to follow this main road, which is Horseshoe Road, I think, or becomes Horseshoe Road, and eventually come out down near Bellinger. Made it through to our camp. After we came off that Horseshoe Road, that brings you out not too far from Bellingen. We just came into Bellingen, back out the other side and out into Never Never Creek. And we got a spot to ourselves out here. We got out here maybe 20 past 5. The problem is this time of year it gets dark so early, so you know, it's not really like we had a fair day on the tracks, but you know, you get to camp at that 5, bit after 5, and it's already pitch black dark. A little bit of rain out here, but we've got everything set up. We got the swag and awning out, just cooking a bit of dinner underneath here now. We haven't worried about getting the fire going. Everything's so wet, we don't even have any wood anyway. But just going to cook up a bit of tacos here for dinner. I've already chopped up some red onion. Got the red onion in the frying pan. Red and green capsicum, corn, dice all that up, fry it up. Add some black beans, kidney beans, taco sauce, taco spice, and then chuck it on some wraps. We got some avocado, cheese and lettuce in the fridge too. All the veggies are chopped up, mix them all up in here together. Stir around for maybe 5 minutes or so till they start to soften up a bit. I'll drain these beans. Alright, those veggies are softened up. Add in our beans, spice mix, sauce mix. Mix it all together. Just let that simmer with the sauce for another few minutes. I'll grate up some cheese, cut up the avocado, lettuce, and then we'll be good to go. Bean and veggie mix, a little bit of cheese, some avocado, and Kai doesn't have lettuce on his, but I will on mine. How's it taste? Pretty good? A little bit of Sunday breakfast, some eggs, baked beans, avocado on toast. Woken up to beautiful weather today. We had a fair bit of rain when we got here last night and then through the night, but this morning the skies have cleared, sun's coming out. We got a beautiful spot here on the river. Here's our camp set up here, and then we got the river here, which is the Never Never Creek. We've camped out here before a few times now, but it's just such a beautiful spot, one of those places you want to keep coming back to. We just had the swag with the awning over us, little ground mat there. Kept us warm and dry last night. Cooked up a bit of brekkie this morning. We're gonna hang here for a little while, probably have a swim, relax, and then we'll pack up and we might go for a bit of a drive around this area, do a bit of exploring, and then I think we're gonna head through out the back of Coffs tonight, maybe stay out the back of Coffs in the bush somewhere. Hey Kai,
What?
I'm gonna go for a swim. Do you wanna come?
No.
It's pretty warm.
That warm when I put my feet in.
Oh, that's cold. It's about 10:30. Already getting on in the day. We've just been taking it easy here this morning. We're kind of waiting for that sun to come out and dry things up because we're in the thick forest. It takes a while for the sun to get in here. I wanted to wait for the sun to come out to have a swim and drying a few things off at camp. We got all wet in that rain. We're just out doing a bit of exploring, packed up camp. We're going further out into this forest, out towards the bottom of those mountains, right up that Never Never Creek. If you're willing to take on the tracks, you know, go for a bit of an adventure, then there's heaps of nice spots out here. This is another nice little camp spot here, and then you got the river only just down there. Awesome day now, but warming up, that sun's out. It's still pretty wet out and slippery out on these tracks, still like wet from that rain last night and yesterday, but starting to dry up a bit. This track's starting to get pretty interesting now. Very slippery, still wet, and starting to get more and more overgrown. I'm gonna get the chainsaw off. There's a couple of trees up here I need to clear. So I'm gonna go up ahead, do that now, maybe try and put the pieces I cut in some of these ruts. Those ruts are pretty bad, so if I do slip in the wet, it won't be as bad. We'll keep going, we'll try and get up here. Yeah, perfect. That's what I wanted to happen. I'm gonna get out the bloody window. Oh, we're stuck in the bush. Oh. Yeah, well, that didn't exactly work. Winch job from here, I'd say. Ah, so slippery. Another exciting day out the bush. We got a tree here Got the tree trunk protector. Now I've actually got some new stuff here from Ironman 4x4, some soft shackles. Now I spoke about these in one of my previous videos and how much better they look compared to using your normal steel shackles. Safer, lighter. So this will be my first go of them. I've got a couple in here to come in a little bag. I've also actually got off them a kinetic snatch strap as well. Rather than kinetic snatch rope rather than a snatch strap, which I won't be using that now, but I will use that somewhere down the line. There you go. Got to work out how to get back in this bloody car. In the window, here we go.
Not too much further along, and that track's we just spent ages winching up and clearing has come to a dead end. You can drive down a hill there and pretty much get back down onto the river and creek, but I'd have to do more track clearing and it's a steep hill down there. I might not be able to get back up it in the wet, so it's not worth it. We'll just pull it up here, we're going to have a bit of lunch and then we'll go back the way we came. I was hoping there'd be something a bit more exciting at the end, but not today. That's what happens sometimes. Sometimes you get lucky and sometimes there's not too much.